Well, hello there, family and friends. Let's listen to a little Van Halen to get us started off. Episode number 5. Something off a little Van Halen 2. God, that brings back memories. So here we are. Tonight's episode is episode number 5. And it's called Dating and Relating, Navigating the Dating Jungle. And what I've done is, I spent 38 years single, basically as a lone wolf, doing a lot of dating, getting really frustrated. I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. All my friends are married and wanted to be married myself. And I thought, you know what, it's time for me to immerse myself in the topic of dating and relating. And at that point I began reading a bunch of books and checking out online references and using online dating, and really took dating much more seriously than I had in the past. And I just wanted to share some of the things that helped me to find someone to have a happy marriage with. I've been married 5 months now. And just a few tips, things that you can use for your children if you're married, ideas you can give them or help you can pass along to them, or if you're newly divorced or still single. Dating is not something that is a skill that you're born with. I always thought, well, we're born with that. It's actually a learned skill. It's something that you have to learn about to become good at. And when I hear stories that people dating, these horrific dates that they go on, I feel bad. I understand that it's not like knowing how to raise children. It's just something that you have to learn. And I have a few friends at the gym who were divorced after being married for 25 years and getting married very young. And to be totally honest, they're rather clueless when it comes to going out into the world and dating. And the idea that you can sit home and wait for it to happen, or if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, those are false. And if you sit home, you'll be single for as long as you're sitting home. You have to go out there and really work on meeting the right person. You have to kiss a lot of frogs. Some of the books that were helpful for me were How to Get a Date Worth Keeping by Henry Cloud, and also the classic Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. That was really helpful in me understanding how to communicate with women and relate to them. I would suggest in dating that I started off having very long, expensive dinners. I'd take my first dates out to a 5-star restaurant, and within the first 5 minutes, you know whether or not you have chemistry. And then I'd have to be tortured through a 2-hour dinner with someone that I didn't really want to spend that kind of time with. So I got the idea through the reading and through other places that coffee dates, they're cheap. You can dictate how long the date goes. If it goes well, it can be a 2 or 3 hour date. If it's there's just not any chemistry, it can be a 10-minute date. And it's during the day. I feel like people have a tendency to act a lot more like themselves during the day as opposed to at night in a club where they're drinking or whatever. If you are shy, I went through after college several years where for whatever reason I became very shy around women. What I did to overcome that was, and I tell the kids this when they struggle in starting a dialogue or just chatting up a woman, you pick 3 questions. This is what I did. I memorized 3 questions, and I would approach someone and I'd ask those 3 questions. That didn't take a lot of thought. I wouldn't get nervous trying to think about what am I going to say, and you can come up with whatever 3 questions you're comfortable with asking. I would just recommend one of those questions, asking someone what's important to them. I guarantee if you ask most people what's important to them, you'll get a 20 to 30 minute earful. First they'll say, well, what do you mean? And then you say, well, any topic, whatever you want to talk about, whatever is important to you. And you'll learn an awful lot about someone asking them just that one question, what's important to you. One of the tips I give these guys that I kind of coach them in the gym. One of the tips they go on and on about, oh, they haven't called me back, and oh, maybe they lost my number. And I tell them, if someone doesn't call or email you back in a week, they're not interested, move on. I can't tell you how many older guys I tell that to. If they haven't called or emailed in a week, they're not interested, move on. And just a simple thing, but something that I have to tell these my friends a lot. One of the things that's easy to do, there is nothing better than a woman who smells nice for me. And I think it goes the same way for women. There's nothing better than a man that smells good. So I would just suggest you take very good care in use powder, cologne, whatever works for you. But make sure you smell good. It's nice. And people notice. I get compliments. I have over 60 colognes. I get compliments all the time for the way I smell. And I like that. And I find it very attractive when a woman has a really nice smell. And finally, I know there's just a few things here that I touched upon. It's kind of not so organized, and it took me a long time to prepare this show, but listen to your inner voice, okay? Your inner voice is that voice that talks to you all the time that we never listen to. we deny, we twist around, we make excuses. Your inner voice is right over 90% of the time. So if you're dating someone and your inner voice is saying, this is the wrong person, take your inner voice's advice, and it will help you avoid a lot of drama usually. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for being with me, Bob being Bob, and have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye.